Aloha. My name is Arielle Leon, and in our practice today, we're going to open up the spine, work through some twists, and ultimately end up in back bends. Our intention for today is detachment, or in Sanskrit, Vairagya. And the idea is if we can let go of resistance and attachment and expectations, then we can be open and available to the opportunities as they arise. So as we move through our practice today, watch where your mind goes and see if you can stay in the neutral line, right? Because if we can give up resistance to things turning out a certain way, then we can adapt some more resilience and adaptability for things that are already occurring as they are. Now, if you want to practice with music today, there is a playlist in the chat box. Go ahead and check it out. We'll play together in 3, 2, 1, play. Once you find your seat, just take a moment to wiggle, get those sitting bones out from under you. And then you can relax your palms in your lap. We'll close the eyes and just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Do that 2 more times, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. 1 more audible breath. Drink it in. Give it back. Now we'll practice this breathing where we'll inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. So go ahead and take that next breath in through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe it out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause just for a heartbeat and then begin again. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay with it. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue to count in 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A few more rounds. Inhale for 4. Detachment, Vairagya, let go 6. Last one, just like this. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And you keep your eyes closed as you draw your hands together at heart center. And every time we take our palms to this place today, I invite you to think of something else that you could release attachment to. Like you're offering it up, letting go of your need to control how it turns out. And just trust that there's something bigger at play here. And trusting that everything will turn out as it's meant to, all in divine time. Take another good breath. Release that attachment. Good. Now we'll just interlace the fingers together. You can open your eyes as you flip your palms up over your head. So you stretch nice and long from your hips all the way to your wrists. If it feels okay on your neck, lift your gaze and add a little arch in your back. So you're rocking to the front points of those sitting bones, back bending slightly. And then breathing out, send your interlaced hands forward, round through your spine, drawing your chin towards your chest, releasing the back of the neck. Let's do that 3 more times. Breathe in as you lift your arms, arch your back, look up. Breathe out, press the palms forward, round through your spine, clear navel, drawing in. Good, 2 more times. Think about your index fingers reaching really far away from you, all the way up to the sky, those knuckles pressing high. And then exhale as you press and round. One more, like a seated cow. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, seated cat, press. Good. And we'll take the arms back up overhead. Inhale. Okay, now release your right arm down towards the floor and lean over towards the right. Just exhale here. Good, we'll come back up for the breath in. Both arms up overhead, just nice and long, framing the ears. And then leaning to the left, exhale. Good, let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, find that long spine from your hips to your fingertips. How much length can you create? And then as you lean to the right, maybe you lean a little more than you did before. Good, inhale, sweep your palms up. Exhale to the left. Again, inhale to rise, root both shins through the mat. And as you lean to the right, focus on your left shin staying glued to the ground. Good, and then coming back up on the breath in. The other side, the right shin stays down. Good, now on this last one, we'll take that breath in. As you lean to the right, bring your right ear closer to your right shoulder so the neck gets involved. Good, coming back up, last side here. As the left hand comes down, let your left ear swoop towards your left shoulder. Good. Rise up with both hands and then begin to twist to the right. So your right hand can come behind you on your pillow or your mat. The left hand comes to the right thigh, and we're just going to stay for the breath out. Good. And then as you unwind, we'll spiral the arms back up like DNA coils all the way up. And then twisting to the left. Now the left hand comes behind you. The right hand reaches for the left thigh or knee. 3 more of these. We're just warming up the spine as you reach up, breathe in. Twisting to the right, perhaps a little more than you did before, turning the heart towards the wall on the side. And then inhale, unwind, arms up overhead. Twisting to the left, a little more than before. Good. Inhale as you unwrap, both arms overhead. You got the pattern, twisting to the right. This time, let your chin spin back. Inhale, unwrap. Exhale to the left. One more time, unwind, arms to the sky. Twisting all the way to the right. Think about the left side of your waist helping you turn your heart to the right. Twist, 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 twist. Good. Inhale as you unwind, arms overhead. And exhale to the left. So the right ribs help you twist to the left, those side body muscles, the obliques. Good. Taking the arms back up overhead, breathe in. Drawing your hands together at heart center, breathe out of your mouth. Now take a deep breath in for Om. Inhale deeply. Om. Beautiful. Thinking of something else you want to let go of, any resistance, perhaps to that chant. And then we'll make our way into the hands and knees. Go ahead and shift off of your pillow or your blanket or your block. And then we're actually going to move into a modified plank. So your hands are going to be under your shoulders, but your knees are not underneath your hips. You're going to scooch them back a bit so you can create a diagonal line from your knees to your shoulders, from your tail to your crown, lengthening through the tailbone, turning on the abdomen. Just pause here, find that long spine. Letting the hips kind of lean forward, but not too much that you break the line. Nice. Now inhale deeply. Exhale, lower down, coming to the ground through a modified chaturanga, like a modified push-up. When you land, just stretch your toes long behind you and set up for a modified cobra. So lifting the head, and the heart. You can keep your hips on the floor and use your hands to push down into the ground. Hug those elbows in a little more. Breathe in. Good. And then begin to press onto your knees, tuck your toes under, and stretch out your legs in downward facing dog. Your legs are hips width apart, so it looks like your heels are straight down from your hips. You can check out those toes as you spread them wide. We are seated for a while there, so it might feel good to stretch out your legs, pulsing one long as you bend the other. And remember to protect our wrists here. You're going to think about pressing down with the index finger and thumb, the index finger knuckle, and that whole ridge of metacarpal knuckles. The ball of your hand. Let that hold the most of the weight, so you're not dumping into the wrist. Just take a breath to settle into stillness here. Exhale. And take your time to travel to the top of your mat. We'll step the feet up behind the hands at hips width apart. And then slide your hands up onto your shins. You can lengthen your spine parallel to the floor. We'll loop those shoulders back, hug the low ribs in. And then holding onto opposite elbows, fold forward, bending through the knees. You can rest your chest on your thighs. Let your head hang. You could shake it like you're saying yes. Saying yes to life and the opportunities that come your way when you're giving up resistance. Saying no, shaking your head, letting go of your attachment. And with the arms draped down, we'll bend those knees and slowly round the spine, coming all the way up to standing notch by notch. We'll keep the arms down by our sides. Just loop your shoulders down your back. Let your palms face forward. And if you feel comfortable closing your eyes, find stability and strength from the inside out, from the ground up. Feeling your toes spread wide. Turn on your quadriceps. Feel your kneecaps slide up your thighs. And then micro bend your knees just a little bit. Lengthen your tailbone towards the floor until you feel your abdominals activate. And then imagine there was a block between your upper and inner thighs. Squeeze your leg bones together, like you had a pillar for a base. And that inner squeeze comes through the shoulder blades too. Gather them together on your back. You might notice you're kind of leaning forward. We tend to do that as we expect what's next in life, but can you lean back? Kind of chill out. Stack the bones. And just find that equal amount of effort and ease as you breathe. Finding stability. Finding strength from within. Good. Now exhale as you draw your hands together in front of your heart. Another opportunity to let something else go. And then we'll send the arms up overhead. Let the arms frame your ears. Breathing in. And then find a standing back bend as you open up your elbows. We'll turn the heart up towards the sky. Let the hips lean forward slightly. Good. Inhale as you re-extend your arms up overhead, nice and long through the spine. Good. Bend your knees for chairs. You swing your arms behind you like airplane wings. Just for that exhale, get low in the hips. And we'll do that again. Inhale as you rise up, reach up overhead. Exhale, elbows wide. Turn your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, raise the roof, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, swing your airplane wings. The palms are facing down. We'll do that 2 more rounds. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to open up the front body, elbows wide. Inhale, press the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend your knees a little deeper, swing your arms back. 1 more, nice. Inhale, rise up. Extending the hips open as you look up. Inhale, press the arms to the sky. Exhale as you bend the knees, flexing the hips. Just stay here for 5. I have a little pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Rise up, arms up. Breathe in. Take a forward fold. Arms can sway wide all the way down. Swan dive. Draw your chin to your chest at the very end of your out breath. Inhale, extend your spine halfway up. Hands can be on the shins. And then we'll take the hands to the mat, step your feet back to plank or your knees back for that modified plank we did before. Inhale when you get there. Exhale for your push-up. Now the knees can be on the mat or not, but your elbows are grazing your ribs either way. And then choose for baby cobra or upward facing dog. The difference is whether your hips and thighs are floating off the floor. Good. We'll always meet in downward facing dog. So if these vinyasas aren't what serves you today, feel free to cut them out of your practice and come straight here. Take a couple breaths. One more. And then as you inhale, rise up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees a lot and look forward towards your hands. On that same exhale, step forward or hop forward. Feet are still hips width apart. Inhale as you lengthen your spine halfway up, hands towards the shins. Exhale, fold forward and lean your hips forward. Coming all the way to standing with a long spine. The arms can open wide if you have the room at home today. And then drawing the hands to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Releasing something else you're resisting, send your prayers skyward. Exhale as you fold forward, all the way down you go, drawing chin to chest at the end of the out breath. Float your spine halfway up. Try to keep that long spine as you take your hands to the mat and step or float your feet back to the plank pose. Keep lowering towards the earth on that same exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pulling your heart through the gate of your arms. Lift your chest up, dog. Exhale, drawing your navel in towards your spine will help you lift your hips to downward facing dog. We're here for 3 deep breaths. Two more. Last one. Go ahead, come onto your tippy toes, look forward, breathe in. Bend your knees on that breath out, walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift when you get there. And then exhale, folding in. All the way up, inhale, rise, nice long spine. Hands into heart. One more time, surrendering. Breathe in, reach overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. This is Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, breathing in. Hands to the mat, step or floating the feet back. Land in the chaturanga if that's where you're at today. Inhale, coming to the tops of the feet. Find that up dog shape. The strong quads help you lift your hips. Downward dog. Another 3 good breaths here. Relax your heels towards the earth. Imagine your elbow creases can see your index fingers, so that slight wrapping of the triceps. And grounding into those index fingers, one more breath. Good, just like you did before, lift your heels, look up. Bend your knees, take it to the top. This time we'll bring the feet together so the big toes touch, and then extending the spine halfway up, inhale. Folding forward, exhale. All the way up. Imagine the leg bones hugging to the midline as if you had one leg, one pillar as a base. Inhale, reach. Hands to heart. Good. Pause here. Take a good breath. Relax your shoulders back. Good. And then inhale. Sit your hips into a chair pose. So bend the hips back, the knees forward. We've been here before. This time we're going to make it a twist. Start with the breath in. And then twisting to your right, you can take that left elbow outside your right thigh, or you can have the elbow between the 2 knees if that's where you're at today. You can also have that left hand just outside the right thigh with the right hand behind your low back. So just whatever allows you to turn your heart open to the right. Yeah, and then pressing the legs into one another can help you stabilize your base. Wherever you're at, take 2 more breaths there. Good. And then coming back into chair, unwind the twist, breathe in. Find the other side. Exhale, right elbow outside the left thigh or between the 2 thighs. Or that right hand can come outside the left knee with the left hand behind you. Now the right knee is going to slide back so it's matching the left knee. Think about that exhale and exiting from the belly, creating more room for you to twist. Very nice. One more breath. Good, coming back into the chair, unwind the twist, breathe in, and then fold, breathe out. Good, take that halfway lift on your inhale, and simply step your left foot back into a lunge. Take your time to find the alignment of your right ankle underneath your right knee. And when you're ready, hands to the hips, rise. Good, doing the best you can by elevating that back heel, turning on that left glute. Drive your left hip bone forward and see if you can stack the right knee over the ankle. Loop your shoulders back, lift through your chest, your chin, take a breath in. Good, and to strengthen the legs, we'll add a pulse. Bend the left knee so it almost touches the floor, but don't actually touch the floor. Good, and then straighten through your left leg. Turn on that left glute. Good, 3 more. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen. For 2. Breathing in. For 1. Now rise up one more time, breathing in. And then come back to that low version, hovering the left knee over the earth for 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee all the way down. Take it easy. Awesome. Untuck those back toes so the top of your foot's on the floor, and then sweep your arms up overhead. Your arms can be like a V, or maybe the hands connect. I'm just going to turn around here. We did some flexion extension in the spine, but ultimately we're going to move through twists on our way to back bends. So find that long spine here. And then as you exhale, twist to your right. The left elbow comes outside the right thigh. Now you could do any other variations we explored before with your left hand on your right knee, your right hand behind you. But if you have that connection of elbow and thigh, think about Newton's third law, that equal and opposite force. As right hand pushes into left hand, left elbow pushes into right thigh pushes back. And then you find that steadiness, perhaps enough for you to tuck your left toes under and lift your left knee off your mat. Your legs are super strong after all those pulses, so you can think about turning on that left glute, the quad, and maybe the eyes travel up to see the sky. How's the breath? No attachment. If you topple over, it's all good. Just do your best. Awesome. We'll take that back knee down onto the ground if it's lifted, and then unwind your hands, touch the earth. Go ahead and shift your hips back and lengthen through your front leg, half splits. If you're practicing with blocks at home, you're welcome to grab them at this point. Try to keep the hands under the shoulders, the left knee underneath the left hip. And as you check out your right toes, how wide can you spread out your toes? Yeah, and then pushing forward with the tippy toes, the ball mound. Meanwhile, the heel tries to dig the ground down and back. And then check out your right knee. See if you can turn on that right quadricep and see your kneecap slide up your leg. Good, keeping that quad on, add the micro bend in the knee. Nice, now broaden through those sitting bones, breathe in. Fold a little deeper, breathe out. Observe what might be happening in the back of your neck or in your jaw. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. No attachment to the nose getting anywhere near the knee. Just doing your best. Good. Now go ahead and lengthen through your arms and your spine as you breathe in. From here, we're going to walk the hands forward and inside of that right foot. So making our way to runner's lunge, also known as lizard pose. Heel toe your right foot as wide as your mat. You can even pivot the toes open and they're off the mat. Loop your shoulders down your back, another place to have the block under the hands here. Or you can take the elbows down onto that block or onto the ground. Good, and then as you find your depth here, deepen your breath. Bring your attention to that right hip. See what might be happening in that ball and socket joint. Is there anything you could let go of there? Now as I mentioned, we are going to be working towards back bends. So our next shape is going to be kind of a hybrid of a twist and a back bend. If you want to add on here, rise up onto that left hand, keep it underneath your left shoulder, and reach your right arm up and back. Now we have the twist. The back bend comes when we bend the back knee and catch the foot. Cool. Now first, you're just going to think about kicking your foot into your hand, open up through your right shoulder, keeping the heart lifted. Then you could start to pull that left heel in towards your outer left glute. And then to accentuate the back bend, think about lengthening your tail, lifting the front of your waistband, and maybe even the chin lifts as well. Good. If you have the bind, go ahead and let your foot go. Then we'll take the hands down and walk them around to the left. So tucking the back toes under, lift the back knee, walk your hands to the left, coming into a wide-legged stance. So you can find a halfway lift to begin, breathe in, feet are about one leg's distance apart, heels out, toes in, and then exhales, you fold forward a little more. The hands can come to the ankles, or you can have the hands on the floor. Now imagine your feet can rip the floor apart, push down and push out. Did you feel your outer hips, your abductors start to activate? Good. And lifting the tailbone towards the sky, maybe you look towards your belly button and lean forward like you're almost going to somersault, but not quite. Awesome. Okay, now coming into that flat back shape, walk your hands out under your shoulders on your breath in, and then walk your hands to the other side of your mat, towards your left foot. Okay, you're gonna frame your left foot with your hands. Now I recognize I'm probably turning you away from your camera, from your screen, but this is another opportunity to practice non-attachment, not attachment to things being the way they always are. Okay, so first we frame the left foot with the hands. We stack the left knee over the ankle. That back leg is strong and straight. And then when you're ready, take your hands to your hips, lift your chest. Right, in yoga, we have this saying, everywhere you go, there you are. And here you can experience whether you're facing forward or back, you still need to lift that right heel. You still need to activate that right glute, standing that left shin forward. You still need to breathe deeply. And just like we did before, we'll pulse, bending the back knee just an inch above the earth. And then inhales, you straighten through that back leg. Good, for 3. Now where are your eyes? You have to choose a different point of focus. Inhale to straighten that back leg. Exhale to hover for 2. Inhale, lengthen. You're doing great. Exhale to hover. Inhale to lengthen. And then coming into that hovering shape, you're gonna hold it right there for 3. See if you can turn your heart up towards the sky like a sunflower, turning towards the sun for 2, 1, good. And then bringing that back knee all the way down. We'll untuck the back toes and lift the arms up into your lunge. Relax your shoulders back. Feeling all 5 of your right toenails smear wide and push down. Get heavy in that left heel and that left big toe. Good. Now take another inhale. And then exhale to twist. You're bringing your right elbow outside the left thigh, or your right hand outside the left thigh and the left hand to the low back. That same equal and opposite force, left hand pushing into right hand, right elbow pushing into left thigh, and left thigh pushing back into elbow. Think about lifting your heart upwards towards your thumbs. Check in with that left big toe, keep it on the earth, and then maybe your right toes tuck under as you lift the right knee off the floor. Let the head lean back in space just a little more. Feel that right glute engage, the right quadricep too. Just 2 more breaths. 1 more. Awesome. We'll bring the back knee down and then the hands unwind, touch the ground. Good. Then shifting your hips back for your half splits, your hamstring stretch. Sorry if I brought you away from your blocks. And then we'll take the hands to the earth. Underneath the shoulders, you're watching as your left toes spread wide, pressing the ball mound forward. You're watching as that left knee slides up your thigh, turning on the quad. And in that little micro bend. Good. And then like you're doing cow pose, try to stick out your tailbone a little more, breathing in. And then breathing out as you fold forward. Bringing your awareness into the back of your neck. Let it be long, a nice continuation from your tail. Staying aware of the breath, just as we did in the beginning of our practice. We'll take 2 more cycles here. Good. And then simply take a breath in as you straighten out through the arms and spine. Here's where we come to runner's lunge. So you're going to walk your hands towards the inside of your left foot as you heel toe your left foot wide. So with the hands inside of that left foot, your left toes are turned out maybe 45 degrees. Loop your shoulders back again, lift through your heart, breathing in. And then exhale, perhaps the elbows come down to your block or the ground. Good. For now, just focus on that left hip, the ball and socket joint. What can you let go of there? Often what got you here doesn't necessarily get you there, right? So you might have used that hip muscle to get into this shape, but now you can let go of that hip muscle to find more depth. Good, and then that'll help you find the quad stretch. So here's where we shift the weight into the right hand or elbow. And then your left hand's gonna circle upwards towards the ceiling and then all the way back. Bending your back knee, draw your heel in, catch it with your hand. If you can't catch your heel, just keep your foot on the floor, stay in the twist. Otherwise, you're gonna kick your foot into your hand, open up through your left shoulder. Keeping the heart lifted, draw the right heel in towards the outer right glute. And think about the slight back bend as you lengthen your tail, lift through your heart, your chin. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice any resistance in your jaw or in your hip or in your head. Very nice. Release it. Now, just like we did on the other side, you're going to lift that back knee off the floor by tucking the toes under and then crawl your hands to the right, to the long edge of your mat. Find that wide-legged stance. Heels are splayed out a little bit. And then as you fold forward, this time I'll give you the option to find an inversion. Inversions are a great place to flip your perspective and to release any preconceived notions of how the world should work. So I'll talk you through it. For tripod headstand, I'm going to get my head towards the floor. So sometimes it helps to bring your feet farther apart. Sometimes it helps to bend your knees. And then I'm going to take my hands to the mat and I'm trying to make a box. So my elbows are right on top of my wrists and directly in front of my shoulders. It's a nice squared shape. Then when you relax your shoulders back and down, you're actually resisting gravity, creating more space between your ears and your shoulders. And perhaps you just come onto your tippy toes and feel a little shift in the weight. Maybe you let the feet straddle wide and you think about the pinky toes extending up all the way. And then when you find your inversion, it's like you're standing on the ceiling. Nice. Yeah, same standing shape we kind of did when we had our feet on the floor. You're turning on those quads, you're activating your glutes, feel the big toes kiss, press them into each other. I know you can't tell what's up or down, but you can tell if your toes can touch. Good. This is a great way to practice releasing attachment to fear, to gravity, to life. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then gracefully we'll take the feet wide all the way back down to the ground. Very nice. Take your time to lift your head off the floor so you don't get lightheaded. And then making your way back towards the top of your mat. So walking the hands towards that right foot, we'll come into a plank. So the right foot will step back. Your core is already strong, already engaged. To take a breath here. And then take it to the floor. Exhale slowly to lower all the way down. Awesome. Relax your forehead on the ground. And then extend your arms back so they're long by your sides. We're gonna have the palms facing up. So the fingernails can touch the floor and the toenails. Now here we continue our back bend course. So start by lengthening your tailbone, exhale. And then inhale, lift your forehead. Roll your shoulders back, try to squeeze a quarter between your shoulder blades, a pencil. Good, and then fly your hands up and back behind you. And then fly your feet up and back behind you. Can you feel your big toes touching each other? Now, keeping that, think about an internal rotation of the thighs. So your pinky toenails can see the ground. Your toes aren't turned out, they're turned in. That broadness in the low back helps you lift a little more. Good, take another good breath in. And then relax. You can take one cheek to the floor. Practice letting go. Okay, we're going to do another back bend here. You can repeat the same shape you just did, or I'll give you the option to turn it into bow pose. First, bring your forehead to the mat. You find that same lengthening in your tailbone. And then here's where you can bend your knees and reach back to catch your feet, if that serves you today. Either way, stay strong through the inner thighs, hugging to the midline. Exhale, and then start by lifting your forehead. Breathe in. Exhale, shoulder blades squeeze on the back body. And if you have your feet in your hands, think about kicking your feet back as you breathe in, and then lifting the toes to the sky as you breathe out. Like a zigzag, the feet moving through the air. Kick back, breathe in. Lift the toes a little more, breathe out. Try not to splay your knees wide, keep them narrow, breathe in. One more big kick, breathe out. Awesome, go ahead and release, turn the other cheek. It feels good to swing your heels side to side or wag your tail. Just take a moment to recover. Now from here, we're simply gonna flip over onto the back. So like a pancake flip. You can roll one arm under you, just roll all the way over onto your back. We'll continue this back bending series into bridge. So with your feet on the floor, stretch your arms out long and check and see if you can feel your heels right at the edge of your fingernails. And then we'll take that exhale to turn on the abdomen, breathe everything out. Good, hover your hips off the ground, breathe in. You can stay like this or interlace your hands behind your back and just shrug your shoulders together behind you. Keep that little elbow bend so you can push down through your elbows, your triceps. Meanwhile, lift your chin, look straight up. And in your mind's eye, trust the big toes can stay on the floor and push the floor down and forward. Have faith that the knees can continue to hug towards one another so they stack right over the ankles. Explore lifting your glutes a little more. And take another breath. At the very end of your exhale, release. Take your hands out from under you, lower your hips to the ground. Heel toe your feet a little wider, and then bring your knees in to touch. You can take the hands to the belly and close the eyes. Just notice if anything is being stirred up. Back bends are a great place to practice trust, to relinquish control, because there's a lot you can't see while you're activating the certain muscles in your body. So take this chance, this opportunity to let go of one more thing, and we'll do one more back bend. You can do the same bridge pose, or I'll talk you into the full wheel, but give it all up, surrender to this next thing in your life that you just need to give up control over, give up resistance over. Okay, so first set up your feet. We'll start the same way, arms long by your sides. Take that exhale out of your mouth. And then inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. You can stay here, interlacing the hands, or bring your hands back by your shoulders, slipping the palms down, keeping the elbows narrow, and then rise to the tippy toes. From here, you're going to shift the crown to the ground and you're going to scoot your crown back so it's closer toward your feet. Pausing there, roll your shoulders back, widen the hands a little bit if you need to for the shoulders, and then just hover the head off the floor, lengthening through the arms. Stay there or slowly pushing into the feet, bring your heels down. How's the breath? Keep it steady. How's the mind? Just do your best and let the breath be your guide. 2 more cycles. Hug the inner thighs to the midline. 1 more breath. Awesome. We'll take it down, chin to the chest, lower to the earth if you're in the bridge. Yeah, this time you can draw your knees in and just hold on to your kneecaps with your hands and then draw circles with your knees. Drawing circles to just massage your back into the floor. And just reverse the direction of those circles. Good. And then keeping the knees bent, drawn in, create a twist. So the knees will go to the left first. And you can keep your knees close to your chest, like you're in a little tuck, a little ball. You can hold on to your legs with your left arm, just weigh them down. And then that right hand can either come straight up overhead, like towards the top edge of your mat, or you can fan the arm wide, 90 degrees to the right, looking to the right with your chin, but close your eyes. Some of you might like to crisscross the legs. You can cross right thigh over left. We did a lot of twists, a lot of back bends, so let this just be the culmination of your efforts. Good, and then we'll unwind the legs, come back through center, breathing in. Sway just a little bit, side to side, and then we'll sway the knees all the way over to the right. And cradle your legs with your right arm as the left arm lifts overhead. Or fan the left arm wide, chin to the left. If you liked crisscrossing the thighs on the other side, you can match that here. I invite you to close your eyes. See if you can let go of those muscles in your legs, the inner thighs, the outer hips. Letting gravity take hold. Excellent. And then coming back to center, this time we'll find a happy baby. So you can hold on to your inner thighs or your inner feet, gently pulling down on the heels if that's where your hands are. And then feel the sacrum push into the ground, that slight arch in your back like you want to do cow pose. Or just accentuate the stretch. And if you feel like stretching out one leg followed by the other or rocking side to side, just take another couple breaths here. Very nice. Then coming into your Shavasana, extend your legs out long and your arms as well. Having the palms face up. This gesture of surrender, of letting go. Shavasana is corpse pose. So we end every practice with this opportunity to let go of our attachment to life. It's no secret that one day this journey will come to an end. No matter how much we resist it. And recognizing that sometimes our resistance shifts the way we live life, right? Maybe we play small, we don't take risks because we're afraid of failure. But there's no need to hold back. Just let go of that. Just like you let go of the muscles in your body and help weigh down the bones. Let go of the control of the breath so it happens naturally, just let it flow. Let go of your attachment to your thoughts. They aren't inherently right or wrong, they're just thoughts. As we know, everything is temporary. So are those. It's quite interesting what we find, what's left behind when we let go of all of that control. We find the listener of the thoughts, the observer of the body, the experiencer of life. That's the conscious mind, a part of you that is always peaceful and kind. That's what we're after with this practice of non-attachment. I invite you to rest here as long as you need today. When you're ready to reawaken, think about that conscious mind, that observer, witnessing what it's like to breathe a body back to life. What is it like to have 10 fingers and toes? Conscious mind living in this human suit as you stretch the arms overhead, bones wrapped in muscles and tendons and skin. And take your time to bend the knees and roll to one side, resting there. One more chance to let one more thing go. Just leave it behind in the corpse pose. Rising, staying aligned with that conscious awareness so the eyes can stay closed. The conscious mind sees as the hands press the self up from the inside. Sees the shift to the seat and the crossed shins. And with the hands drawn together at heart center, bow inwards toward yourself and honor this experience of life. This human experience with the highs and the lows, the mystery of it all. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. The light in me honors that divine light within you. Namaste.